What is up, guys? Zach and Eric here from YouTube and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, since I haven't been doing a lot of Let's Plays recently, I thought I should do some other stuff just to kind of keep you guys entertained. And what better way than to showing off the Steam family sharing beta? I got selected for it, actually, because I joined the family sharing community. And for those of you who don't know, the first 1,000 people to sign up got to participate in the Steam family sharing beta. Although I really have to question that since, Eric, you signed up before I did, and yet you did not get offered this chance.
Yeah, apparently they pick the first 1,000 people unless they just don't like you for
Yeah.
some reason.
So yeah, it is kind of strange. But anyway, so there was a lot of like really confusing things about this family sharing. I had to go through a lot of different forms, a lot of different stuff because like it really did not make any sense. At first, I thought you could only share your library, your Steam library on your computer or on your home network. So like a person, like a family member on another computer inside of your house could connect or and share your library or look at your library and stuff. And so it was just really confusing. But after looking on a few forums, I read one post by a user. I don't know who this person is. Don't remember the name. But this person made me realize that you are not authorizing your account. You are authorizing the computer. So the way this works, and Eric and I will demonstrate this for you, is you have to authorize the computer. So we will demonstrate it right now. Eric, I will send you my login information, and you must log out as yourself and then log in as me in order for this to work.
Okay.
So I'm typing in my stuff now. Sorry, people, there will be a black bar over my password. So,
Oh, you don't want the internet to get free games.
no, I do not. So, anyway, okay, so did you sign out? I wasn't looking at your screen share.
Oh yeah. 1 second. Signing out. Yeah. I guess change user. Log out.
That's a cool fox, actually.
Yeah, it was some nature pack thing that Windows gave out, so I was like, oh, cool. Use that.
That's pretty good. I like the person who ever took that picture. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so there's my login and password.
All right.
All right, now I'm gonna go full screen on you.
All right.
So, okay. The way people this works is, like I said, you have to authorize your computer 3 times now, but that is what you actually have to do. So, when you authorize your computer, it's really just for that computer, except it still connects to the cloud, to the Steam cloud. So, even when you are logged in as yourself from your computer, it will tell you when somebody is sharing your thing. Oh, right, I forgot. Yeah,
Yep.
I gotta do that. So, okay, there it is. Okay, I'm sending it to you now. Um, and here you go. There's the code. Okay, now back to full screen. um, okay, so when you it was actually very confusing, well, sort of at first, but I eventually kind of got to an understanding, and it started to theorize about some things. Like, I didn't know if it would connect to the Steam Cloud or not. I thought it might be just be localized to a person's computer. But if you want, say, a friend to connect or to access your library through their account, you would actually have to physically go to that person, log in to Steam on his or her computer, and then authorize that computer to share your library, and then log out, and then your friend can log in as his or herself with that account and be able to share your library. So, Eric, what you are going to want to do, now that you are logged in as me, you want to go into Steam. You want to click on the Steam menu.
All right.
All right, and go into Settings. Okay, and you want to change down there in beta participation?
Beta participation.
It's in the middle, kind of down at the bottom. It says no participation, one currently available. Change.
Ah, I see.
Okay, so you want to go down. You want to click on the Steam beta update. All right, and yes, restart Steam. That's still a cool fox. I really enjoy that.
Yes.
So anyway, but if you don't want to go to your friend's house, let's say you have a friend that's living in the UK or something, you know, you can, like we're doing now, is give your friend your login information. Of course, you can always give them a temporary password if you don't trust the person or, you know, stuff like that. Of course, I trust Eric, so I'm not going to change my password. Of course, actually, Eric, you know, we live so close to each other. I could have just done this in person, but,
Yeah.
so okay, so you know, you can give it over the net. Just remember, you know, if you don't trust the person, kind of, you know, I'll let you decide what to do with your password. But then, okay, so once you have updated Steam to use the beta, if you are authorized to use this feature, and as soon as it does that, we will get to that. So. Thought it would be done by now.
Yeah.
But I will say that, yeah, this was, like I said, very confusing at first. But I'm actually kind of liking it. I feel like Steam should, like, simplify it. Because, like I said, the directions were just so confusing. And so, you know, through just some trial and error and having to look up several things, I eventually understood it all. But it's just like Steam could have just made it easier by kind of simplifying the features or the directions of how this all works. You know, it would be nice if you could just, like, you know, authorize your account, and then just, you know, your friends could share your library. You know, just like you could go into your friends list and there would be like, oh, hey, this person's library is available, but, you know.
Yeah. That would definitely be a lot less complicated and, you know, just generally make it easier to, you know, send something to friends, particularly if they're, like, away at school or something, like I usually am.
Yeah, exactly.
Installing. The fox is watching the loading screen. It's like, oh, come on! Are you done yet? I gotta go off this video.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, I'll show that off in a sec. But yeah, sure. So the way this library gets shared is actually pretty interesting. When you go into your own library, you'll see your own games, but then you'll also see a subsection, or, you know, or another list, and it will be that your friend's username. So in this case, it will be Zora3K6's games. And then, and of course, there'll be a plus and minus. So if you click the plus, you'll see the list of games. And what's nice is, of course, not every game is shareable. Things that require, like, an online service fee or, you know, a separate CD key will not be shared. But what will be shared are games that you currently do not share, or that you currently don't own between you and your friend. Such as, like, Eric and I own, you know, the Portal series. We own Half-Life 2, Portal 2, Portal, and such. Okay, so it's updated now. Now you can log it back in as me. You know, so because we own those games, like, on our 2 accounts, when he sees my library, those games will not show up underneath my name, which I think is actually really cool because, I mean, what would be the point in sharing a game that you already own? You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you're back in, go back into Steam.
Okay.
And go back into settings. And go to manage family and sharing devices.
Alright.
Okay, now what you want to do, this computer, I guess, because it's your computer.
Yep.
Yep.
And then authorize.
Yes, you want to authorize your device. You can enter a name for a computer, maybe Eric's computer or something. I don't know, whatever you want to name it.
It's on my laptop. Yeah.
Okay,
Authorized.
authorized but not in use yet. Okay, so now you can close out of that and click OK.
Alright.
Okay, now just log out as me and sign in back as yourself. Okay, well go into your library.
Alright.
Okay, so now if you scroll all the way down through your list of games, there you go. There is Zora 3K6's games and all the games that you currently do not own that I own that are allowed to be shared on Steam.
Cool.
And yes, people of YouTube, if you are capable of sharing your library on Steam, you're in the beta, and if you're very confused by it, here is your how-to guide. So yeah, and that's all you need to do. And oh, of course, one thing is, Erica, find a game that will not take too long to install.
Only one I can see here is probably Castle Crashers.
You know, the one thing I find really funny is when you go in the Steam chat, they say never tell anyone your password, and yet you have to if you want to share your games on another person's computer, and you can't physically get to them.
Yeah.
Or, him or her. Okay, now I have a black screen. There you go. Okay, so now I can see you're in Castle Crashers. So if I back out of this and go into my Steam library, look at that. It says my library is in use by Knuckles896, which is Eric. So if I, for whatever reason, want to go into a game, let's say, I want to play some Portal 2 real quick. So Portal 2 is preparing to launch. And if I'm, what does it say?
Hey, Zork 3K6 needs the shared game back.
Yep.
You have...
Whoa, that's loud.
It said you have something or other. It's like you have so many minutes to finish up or...
There we go.
Get out of the game.
Yeah, anyway, so, yeah, now that I'm booting up Portal 2... And so the way this works is right now, at least in the beta, and I hope they change this soon, is when somebody is in your library playing a game, and your library is being shared, nobody else can use your library. Your library is locked. However, you as the owner of the library have the ability to still play a game. And if you want to play a game, you just simply can go into the game. For whatever reason, Eric is still staying on. It should have kicked you out by now.
Well, it said I had so many minutes. I have 4 minutes of playtime remaining.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, so what, did it start off with 5 minutes?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so yeah, alright, so you get a 5-minute buffer to, do whatever you want in the game before you get forcibly kicked out. Since I'm the owner of the library, I can play whatever game I want, and whoever is being shared with will have 5 minutes to finish up before they are forcibly ejected from the library or from the game. So yeah, anyway, so that's how it'll work. And then Eric is going to eventually be kicked out and not be able to thing. All right, so you got 3 minutes. But that's cool that it actually gives you some buffer time. So it's not just immediately forcing you out of game. It's letting you know that you will be kicked out eventually.
Yeah.
One thing that I hope they do change eventually, when it's finally released and it's not paid anymore, is the ability to at least play different games. Because I can understand the same game not being played simultaneously from the same library, but why does the whole library have to be locked? I think it would be much better if a friend could be playing. You could be playing Castle Crashers and I could be playing Left 4 Dead 2, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But so I just think that it should be that way, and maybe they'll change it or maybe they won't. But because I could probably see maybe they wouldn't want to change it because then people could just keep playing games all the time. They wouldn't have to buy it. So I guess maybe this way the whole library being locked prevents people from really getting into a game or finishing it or something. I don't know.
Giant cat, run away! Another giant cat, run away!
Okay.
The cat destroyed me.
So Steam has terminated Castle Crashers because I'm currently using the library.
Darn you! No.
Um, um,
So apparently, Castle Crashers lets you keep playing. You should try logging on to Castle Crashers and see what happens.
yeah, this is interesting. This is new to me. A beta bug apparently. Because I'm still in Portal 2, technically. Oh, that's weird. I guess when I turn that down. So yeah, okay. Let me quit out of Portal 2 real quick, and I'll try.
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes. So you just had a few extra seconds.
Shared games are now available for you to play.
That was weird. Too bad I didn't catch you backing out of it. So just forcibly ejected you from it and back to Steam.
It just crashed, like almost seemed to crash for a second there. But yeah, it was just funny that it's like, okay.
Interesting though how it crashed after I quit Portal 2.
Yeah, it was like now that after it realized, wait a second. You know, it was like, yeah.
Very odd. So, guys, if you ever had a question about how to share your games if you're in the beta, here you go. Here's the how-to guide. Like I said, I was against it at first just because it was so confusing, and I thought, like, you can only share it just within your own household or stuff. But now that you can, like, just share it, you know, with your friends, you can authorize it on another person's computer. As long as you don't mind sharing your password or a temporary password, then sure, have at it. You know, you can just, you know, give your login information to your friend if you can't physically be there and share your games. No, what do you think about the sharing thing? Is there anything that you hate or, you know, do you like it?
I like it, but yeah, I definitely agree that kind of, you know, it'd be nice if you could share individual games. Or at least somewhat, you know, because I mean, maybe find a way that they can time limit sharing individual games
I don't know.
or something.
I think a time limit would be the worst, though.
Well, I mean, like a day or something, you know.
But yeah, maybe
just make it so that it's not necessarily. I mean, if they aren't using the library, it's fine. But if they are using the library, but not that game, then they can have a certain amount or something. Like a certain amount of concurrent gaming time, basically, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I get you. I don't know.
So that way, you know.
Well, you know, that way they can still sell the game when it's like, well, why would I buy it when I can just play this game from my friend's library?
Yeah, anytime I want. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I think they went with this at first, like the library is locked, so that you can't just, you know, keep playing the game as long as you want and stuff. But overall, would you say that this is like family sharing thing is a pretty good start, pretty good beta?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm very glad that they're going ahead with this. Like there had been some rumors about this back when Xbox was One was talking about, oh, we'll have family sharing so you won't hate us for locking your games to one console, but so I was afraid that Steam was just going to be like, yeah, well, now that Xbox stopped doing that, we don't have to worry about it, you know. So I'm glad to see that they're going ahead with it, because that definitely puts them ahead of a lot of other digital services. It just would be nice if, you know, if they changed a few things, but even if they kept it as it is, it's still better than anything else anyone else is offering right now. So
definitely agree, and let's hope that they change some things in the future. Maybe like, you know, being able to play 2 different games from the same library at one time, which would be cool. But as it stands, it's still pretty cool, and I don't really have a huge problem with it. Because, you know, most of my friends are busy anyway, so.
Yeah. Like me.
Yeah, like you. Anyway, so, okay, since I already said this, but, you know, with that one more time, thank you very much for watching. Hope you found this informative. And, yes, have fun sharing games. I will see you guys later.